one of the members of Congress from my home state of Texas, Congressman and House Oversight Committee member Pat Fallon. Congressman, I'm glad to have you. So, as you just heard me discussing with Bernie Carrick, we are hearing that these recordings that were made, 17 of them according to Chuck Grassley, and according to the FD 1023, the unclassified document that was finally released to Congress, that these recordings exist, 15 of them with Hunter Biden and 2 of them with Joe Biden himself, allegedly, is what we're told. And we're also told that the FBI tried to hide this fact from Congress. What can you tell us? Can you confirm any of that, sir?
Yes, Chris, and thanks for having me on. I did read the 1023 today. I pored over it. It's 3.5 pages, and they don't allow us to take notes or pictures, even though it's unclassified. But I did look at it, and I'll tell you, Chris, we don't quite yet have a smoking gun, but I'm smelling the gunpowder. And I'm thoroughly convinced that Joe Biden is actually corrupt. He's actually compromised. I think we're on the precipice of an impeachment and possibly a conviction. We need probably all the pieces of the puzzle are fitting together, unfortunately and sadly, perfectly. And this FD 1023 was generated by the FBI's own description of this fella is a highly credible source who's been very reliable over more than a decade, who they've paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to, and it all makes sense now. And yeah, the source claims that the executive had recorded, which is pretty par for the course in Russia and Ukraine, to record your business conversations because there's so much corruption there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the oligarch is said to have done this as an insurance policy, quote unquote insurance policy. But Congressman, if I can drill down and press you, did the FBI try to keep the fact that these recordings were around? Did they try to keep that fact from Congress? Can you say yay or nay on that?
Yeah, this is fast moving. I can say, Chris, that there was an FBI supervisory analyst that thought that this 1023 was quote unquote disinformation and put it in a subfile which was restricted to when Bill Barr referred this to a U.S. attorney, and the U.S. attorney then assigned then FBI agents to look at this. They couldn't find it because they didn't have access. And now, why did they do that? I want to know why they did that.
I'd like to know why they did that, too. I'd like to know about what we know about the oligarch in question who allegedly bribed Joe Biden in this criminal influence peddling scheme and allegedly sent money to Hunter Biden. I want to know about his safety and what the Republicans are doing to guarantee this oligarch's safety. And also, is the House Oversight Committee working to attain copies of these tapes if they do indeed exist?
Sorry, Chris, I lost you there for a minute. Could you?
No problem. I'll be happy to repeat it, Congressman. I'd like to know, first off, the safety of the oligarch. Are Republicans taking any steps to make sure that this individual who is named in the FD 1023 is safe? Because he made these recordings, it is alleged, as an insurance policy. And about those recordings, will Republicans, what steps are they taking to attain copies of those tapes?
Well, Chris, first of all, I don't know personally. I don't know. Chris, I don't personally know the identity of the oligarch. I would imagine I have to talk with Chairman Comer. We have to ensure the security and the safety of this person, because if anybody in the world right now is going to get disappeared, it's this fellow.
Well, right. And again, I hate to focus on these recordings because their revelation came as a surprise to the Chris Salcedo show and a lot of folks out there, because frankly, Newsmax and the Chris Salcedo show and other shows on this network are the ones covering these revelations. The rest of the biased press is doing their best to cover up these revelations. So, Congressman, do you think Republicans will move heaven and earth, A, to determine whether these tapes exist, and then also to get copies so that the American people can hear these tapes?
Chris, we have to do that, because if we don't, we're not doing our jobs. This is what we came here to do, is to administer justice. And this could be the worst scandal in American history. I mean, this could make Watergate look like a parking ticket. This is how bad this is. We're talking about definitive proof that the President of the United States and then Vice President took a $5 million bribe from a foreign national for sheerly his own benefit and greed. Him and his son and his family. If this is true, he's unfit for office and needs to be removed forthwith. So we need to do every damn thing we can to ensure that we get to the truth of this matter.
Okay, last thing for you, Congressman. Do you believe the Republicans are unified, or do you believe the Mitt Romneys, the Mitch McConnells, the John Cornyn's of your caucus will move heaven and earth to protect Joe Biden, move heaven and earth to protect Democrats, or do you think finally the Republicans will be united to protect the American people for a change?
Well, Chris, it's hard to talk about what the Senate's going to do, because they're the ones with the powdered wigs and speak with the British accents on the other side of the building. We don't see that much, but they darn well better, because this is unbelievable what I read today. It confirmed my worst fears, and again, it was like a puzzle, and all the pieces this morning fit together perfectly and eerily and chillingly. So they better, or myself and many others will call them out and demand that they do so.
All right, Congressman Pat Fallon, thank you very much. Appreciate your time, folks.